what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Nick's Reviews. Today we will be reviewing Send Help, directed by Sam Raimi, director of the Spider-Man films, the original Spider-Man, um, starring Rachel McAdams. I met her as Regina George. I mean, come on, the Queen, right? The Queen of the Plastics. Um, and Dylan O'Brien, who I met as I forget his name, but he was in the Maze Runner films, which I really loved. Um, and long story short, this is a story about a shitty boss, an overworked and underpaid employee, and those two crash land on a deserted island, and they have to survive. And it was really entertaining, when they get to the island. I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but when they get to the island, they kind of the shitty boss Dylan O'Brien is injured, So then it becomes this case whereby Rachel McAdams' character, Linda, I believe, has to take care of him. But it becomes very passive aggressive because this guy, like he's your typical nepo baby white douchebag guy who never really earned anything, Like he's terrible, He passes Linda up for promotion and gives it to his friend, right? Just because they went to college together, Even though Linda does all the work, so he's a really terrible guy. He even there's a part where he insinuates, where it's insinuated that like he'll advance your career or whatever for sexual favors, So he's a really shitty person. Um, and then they crash land on this island, and the roles are flipped. You know what I mean? Slowly but surely, you see Linda's character sort of become more confident, become more because she's timid in the beginning, but like on the island, she's very good at survival. She knows how to hunt and get food and get water and build shelters. So this pampered rich douchebag then has to rely on the survivalist. Um, and you can see that this Brai is out of his depth. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's been pampered his whole life, so he essentially has to humble himself and rely on Linda because he's also hurt. Um, there's a lovely twist at the midpoint of the movie that comes back into effect at the end of the film. Um, like I don't want to spoil it because it makes the movie. It makes the movie for me. But um, I will say that you realize that Linda herself is not. She's not like the boss is terrible. Don't get me wrong, but Linda isn't the greatest of people as well. And I like that the movie shows that there's no particular good guy and bad guy. There's a bad guy and a worst guy. You know what I mean? Um, which it was written well. It was well written. I enjoyed the performances because it's really just the two of them for most of the film. So the chemistry number one was on par, and just the acting ability. Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien going head to head. It was magnifique. Um, yeah, it was a solid film. Sam Raimi needs to get back into directing more films. He besides the Spider-Man trilogy, I really like Drag Me to Hell. I'm sure we've all seen that one. That one terrorized us, terrorized our dreams as kids. Probably should have been watching, ETV. Am I right? But yeah, it was a really solid film. Um, and yeah, I can't wait to see what Sam Raimi does next. I'm excited for him. Yeah, I give it 3.5 Nicks out of 5. A solid one. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys on the next episode of Nick's Reviews.